said, lawyers, guns, and money, the shit is hitting the fan. Boy, that's truer words have never been spoken. As I bring Rod up, too often, and I talked to him earlier this week, too often when he comes to an event, addresses ABATE of Indiana, whether it's the Boogie, the Fall Seminar, the awards banquet, he gets up here and spends whatever time we give him talking about how great we are and what a wonderful thing it is we do and how much he respects y'all for the work you do. And that's great, and that's heartfelt, that's sincere. He believes that shit. He means it. He really does. But he never gets up here and talks about himself. And about once every couple of years, I have to sort of poke him and remind you all that we need to take care of him because he takes care of us. And I'm telling you, it's kind of a kick in the gut. There's plenty of personal injury attorneys out there that, if you're a biker that's been injured, call the law offices of Fred and Fred. You know, who the hell are Fred and what have they done for us? You know, if you need a personal injury attorney, why not go to one that supports us, that's been there, that really does believe in it? Much like we said earlier about the governor. This isn't just a photo op. Rod doesn't just do it because it's trendy. Rod was a biker before he got involved with us. He didn't just sit on the bike to say, hey, these are some biker guys. If I pal up to them, I might represent them. That ain't it. That ain't the way it happened. He came in helping us out. And then it went backwards to where we could maybe do something together. And it's truly beneficial, not just for the organization, but specifically for the clients that get represented. Again, he's a little humble. He doesn't like talking about this stuff. Repeatedly, he has been named to the list of super lawyers, which means an extra high level of standards he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a hell of an attorney. When you need one, that's what's really important. The fact that he's a good guy or he rides don't mean shit. The fact that he's a good attorney is really important. Because that's what you need when you need a good attorney. Rod Taylor's the guy. It's a kick in the gut to have our people, when and if that tragedy does occur, find out that they get represented by somebody else. I don't know why. I don't know why. And we're not telling you have to, but we don't know why you'd want to go anywhere else. The man's lived ABATE of Indiana for the last 20 plus years, continues to support us. And that's not just a cheap way of saying he writes a check and covers lunch, which he does. Anytime we need anything, he helps us out financially. That's very much appreciated and oftentimes very needed. Beyond that, though, the advice that he brings and the professionalism and the relationships and the connections that he brings to this organization and helping us to become more and more successful and more recognized are invaluable. We couldn't afford to hire this guy to do what he does for us just as part of his contribution to us. He's told me a number of times that, well, you see, I don't really go to church, and I figure I ought to have something that I give back. So this is like my church. So we pass the collection plate in front of him all the time. He may take an extra wafer once in a while, I don't know, and he does like the wine. I have seen him hang out at the wine club. But he's always there. And what we want to do right now is, again, it's beyond me why anybody that is in this organization, certainly an officer in this organization, knows anything about motorcycling in the state, has anything to do with the ABATE of Indiana, would ever contemplate being represented by anyone else if and when they have that need. So I cannot comprehend why that would be. But if that happens, and again, he won't get up here and brag about himself. He's not going to hard sell. He's not going to push you. He's not going to get pissed off or get a chip on his shoulder if something happens to you and you get represented by somebody else. As a matter of fact, a number of times that's happened, and then somebody else has kind of dropped the ball, and Rod's ended up picking it up. Honestly, that takes a pretty big man, because I might be a little annoyed if you come to me after, why didn't you come to me first? Now you're giving me this mess that I've got to try to clean up before we can make anything happen. But he does that very graciously and very professionally. And I'm telling you, I'm glad that he is a friend of ours, because he's a son of a bitch. I mean, he tells me some of the recoveries he's gotten sometimes. Rod, that's unconscionable. How do you do that to those people? Because he finds recoveries where they don't exist. And there have been case after case after case where there really was just nothing to get. Tragic cases where someone has had a debilitating injury, or there's been a death, and the person responsible ain't got pot to piss in or wind to throw it out of. So, I mean, sue him. You say that, what are you going to get? Can't get blood out of a turnip. This guy does. If you need some turnip juice, he'll get some out of it, I guarantee you. So we've got a little step-by-step. What I want Rod to do now is sort of walk us through what to do if you do find yourself in this situation.